How did the untouchable schoolboy finally get exposed? I never thought I'd be the one to bring down Jake Harrison, our school's golden boy quarterback. 6 feet tall, perfect smile, full scholarship to Duke already lined up. His dad was the police chief, and his mom basically ran the PTA. Teachers loved him, students feared him, and absolutely no one questioned him. But I watched what he did to my friend Michael. Michael had cerebral palsy. He walked with crutches and spoke a bit slower than most people, but he was brilliant, like scary smart. He tutored me in calculus and never made me feel stupid when I didn't get something. Jake noticed Michael helping other students and decided he was stealing attention, or whatever goes through bullies' minds. It started small. Jake would mimic Michael's speech in the hallways, then he'd accidentally knock his crutches over. His football buddies would laugh like trained seals. Teachers who saw it happen would suddenly need to check their phones or tie their shoes. Even our principal, Mrs. Garcia, pretended not to notice when Jake started calling Michael Tiny Tim during lunch. The breaking point was when Jake filmed Michael struggling to get up after his crutches were kicked away. He posted it on Snapchat with the caption, "Natural selection at work." It got 200 views before Michael even made it to his next class. When Michael's mom complained, Jake's father showed up in full uniform. The video mysteriously vanished, and suddenly Michael was getting talked to about being too sensitive. That's when I remembered something. My older sister Sarah works at the physical therapy clinic where all the athletes go. She'd mentioned that Jake came in 3 times a week for his bad knee, the same knee that never seemed to bother him during games. I asked her about it and she couldn't tell me details, but she said, "Let's just say his medical records tell a different story than his Instagram." I started paying attention, really paying attention. Jake left practice early every Tuesday and Thursday for physical therapy. But one day, I followed him. He didn't go to the clinic. He went to a storage unit across town, stayed there for 2 hours, then drove home. For 3 weeks, I documented everything. The storage unit visits, the way he was always exhausted on Wednesdays, how he kept checking a second phone he thought no one noticed. Then I saw him meet someone at that storage unit, a guy in his 20s who definitely wasn't selling sports equipment. Here's the thing about Jake. He wasn't just cruel, he was sloppy. He used the same password for everything, his jersey number repeated 3 times, and he'd logged into his email on my laptop once during a group project. I know I shouldn't have, but after watching him torture Michael for months, I didn't care about playing fair anymore. His emails told the whole story. He was flunking 3 classes, but somehow had straight A's on his report card. He was paying Kenny Walsh, a former student who worked in the registrar's office, to change his grades, but that wasn't what got him in trouble. It was the steroids. Jake had been buying them for 2 years, not just for himself. He was selling to half the football team. There were payment records, delivery schedules, even a spreadsheet tracking who owed what. He was running a whole operation out of that storage unit. I took screenshots of everything. Then I created an anonymous email account and sent it all to 3 places: the school board, the local newspaper, and the NCAA compliance office at Duke. The story broke on a Tuesday. By Wednesday, Jake was suspended. Thursday, Duke revoked his scholarship. Friday, his dad stepped down as police chief. But here's what I'll never forget. When the truth came out, Michael wasn't happy. He didn't celebrate or gloat. He just said, "I hope he gets help." That's when I realized the difference between people like Michael and people like Jake. Michael had every reason to be bitter, but he chose not to be. Jake's family moved away last month. I heard he's at community college somewhere in Arizona, trying to start over. Sometimes I feel bad about what I did. Then I remember that video of Michael on the ground, trying to reach his crutches while everyone laughed. Last week, Michael got accepted to MIT early decision. Full ride. He asked me to help him pack, and while we were putting his books in boxes, he said something that stuck with me. You know what's funny? Jake had everything. Talent, money, connections. But he was so focused on keeping other people down that he forgot.